Did you know understanding these 5 terms will help you make your mutual fund investment? What are they? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Neo and welcome to our channel Let's Make You Rich, because getting rich isn't rocket science. Simplifying personal finance is our mission. To support us, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to receive notifications. You know, in life generally, if we think something is hard, we tend to postpone it. We think if we'll postpone it, it'll settle and we don't need to pay attention to it at all. Coming from a procrastinator, I know this is what all of you do as well. Now, when it comes to finance, doing something like this is not possible. You can't ignore finance because it's such an important part of your life. You can't let it go and then look at it sometime in the future. And I know for somebody who doesn't know the basics, it can get very scary to get into finance. That's why on this channel, we'll be simplifying the basics of all of your investments. If the journey is simpler, it'll be less scary for you to start. And in this video, we're looking at 5 important mutual fund terms you should know. Many people think investing in mutual funds is important, but investing in mutual funds, knowing what you're doing, is even more important.
But first, what is mutual in mutual funds?
Mutual funds collect money from a lot of investors, and this money is invested with a common objective. Some people want to invest in the top 50 companies. Some want to invest in risky small caps. Some want to invest in debt. All investors agree to the objective of the fund, and that's why it's a mutual decision. And who's going to decide where to make these investments? Not him. The fund manager decides where to make your investments. The fund manager makes these decisions on your behalf. So let me make this visual for you. Whenever you decide to invest in a mutual fund, you probably go to a page like this. And there are a lot of terms here that can get confusing for you. So let's try to understand what we see on this particular screen. Number 1, asset management company. In our example, Mirae Asset is the AMC. An asset management company is a company that starts different mutual fund schemes, collects money from investors and makes investments for them. Each AMC can manage multiple different schemes. Take a look at this and see how many different categories the mutual fund has schemes in. Once an AMC gets permission from SEBI, they can open mutual fund schemes. So for example, if HDFC Mutual Fund or ICICI Mutual Fund wants to launch a new scheme, they first have to take permission from SEBI. It's the AMC's responsibility to manage these funds and generate a return for the investors. And in exchange for doing that, they charge a management fee. To you.
To me?
Yes, you. Number 2, expense ratio. In our example, the expense ratio of this fund is 0.7%. This ratio is a very important number that you need to know when it comes to making mutual fund investments. Okay, so remember I told you that an AMC looks after the day-to-day working of a mutual fund. They spend on marketing, they pay the fund manager's salary, they pay the staff salary, they have to pay regulatory fees, they have to pay agents' commission. All of these expenses are charged to the mutual fund. Iska paisa kaun dega? The investors pay for these expenses. So if your fund makes 12% returns and the expense ratio is 1%, your actual returns are 11%. And this expense ratio is charged to you even if the fund falls in a particular year. So even if you have negative returns, the expense ratio still has to be paid. Whenever you're comparing different mutual funds, one thing you must consider is the expense ratio. Because this is reduced from your returns, it makes a big difference, especially in the long term. Number 3, net asset value or NAV. In our example, this is our NAV. This number is one of the first things you see when you check a mutual fund out. This is the price at which you can buy these units. NAV stands for net asset value and is calculated using this formula. Total assets minus total liabilities divided by the number of units. A mutual fund declares NAV every single day because the value of investments may change based on market conditions. Some people will enter the mutual fund on that day, some people will exit the mutual fund. So the value of the assets and liabilities keeps changing every single day. That's why the mutual fund declares NAV every day. Assets of the mutual fund are its investments like shares and bonds and cash. Liabilities of a mutual fund include money that they have to pay to people who sold their mutual fund units. It includes management fees, it includes agent commission and other charges. The NAV decides how many units of the mutual fund you can buy. For example, if you have 10,000 rupees to invest and the NAV is 50 rupees, then you'll be able to get 200 units in your account. If the NAV increases, that means the value of your investment also increases. Now, just like you can check out a share using its share price, you can check out a mutual fund using the NAV. Number 4, regular and direct plans. You have 2 options for every mutual fund scheme, regular and direct. Take this example. You want to travel to a destination and you had only one route to get there. And that route stopped you at a toll booth. Hotels from your destination told the toll booth person to recommend their hotel to you. And the toll booth guided you to one particular hotel. Now, because he guided you there, he gets some commission from the hotel. Now, things have changed. Now there's a straight road to go to the destination. You can use that straight road and avoid the toll booth altogether. You have an online app, so you know which hotel you exactly have to go. And because you directly went to the hotel does not have to pay this person any commission at all. And that's how it is with mutual funds as well. Before 2013, investors had no option to invest directly with the mutual fund. They had to go through a broker or a distributor. In return for their services or for their recommendation, these agents are paid a commission. This commission reduces your returns directly. As we saw above, more expenses means a lesser NAV, which means a lesser return on your investment. In direct mutual funds, you directly invest with a mutual fund. There is no agent there to connect you. So the mutual fund saves on the commission it would have paid to this agent. This increases your return on your investment.
So Neo, how do you identify a direct mutual fund?
Direct mutual funds have the word direct specifically written in their name. If you compare the NAV and expense ratio of a direct plan and a regular plan, you'll see that the regular plan has a higher expense ratio and a lower NAV. Let me explain with an example. Consider the regular plan and direct plan of Mirae Emerging Blue Chip. The NAV of the regular plan is 89 rupees, but for the direct plan it's 96 rupees, almost 7 rupees higher. This means the value of investments in a direct plan is automatically higher. Now look at their expense ratios. The regular plan has a ratio of 1.67% and the direct plan has 0.7%. You get the same fund, the same stocks, the same management expertise for 1% cheaper. And over a period of time, this adds up. That's why people tell you to invest in direct plans. Number 5. Growth and IDCW plans. You can choose between two plans for each scheme, Growth and IDCW.
Wait, this was called dividend plan before, na? Why is it called IDCW?
Maybe they just wanted to mess with you. A growth plan does not pay you anything in the form of dividends. It keeps all of its profits with itself, and that's how the value of your fund grows. In a dividend plan, the mutual fund pays out a small percentage of its profit to you. This profit is called as dividend. You can choose to withdraw this dividend or to reinvest it in the same fund. Now, if you choose to withdraw this dividend, you get some dividend income in your bank account. In case of dividend reinvestment, the dividend is used to buy more units of the same fund. So the number of units that you have increases under this option. But there's one thing you must remember. In a dividend plan, after the mutual fund pays you dividend, the NAV reduces. Because when they pay you the dividend, their bank balance reduces, which means their assets reduce. And that's why the NAV also reduces. Note number 2 if you opt for a dividend plan. Mutual fund dividends are taxed as per the latest income tax rules. So if you already pay tax on your other income, you'll have to pay tax on this dividend income as well.
So Neo, what did we learn today?
We learned how an asset management company manages your money and invests it on your behalf. We learned the meaning of expense ratio. We learned the meaning of NAV or net asset value. We learned the difference between regular and direct mutual funds. And we learned the two options for each mutual fund scheme. You can check all of these details for mutual funds on multiple different websites. Personally, I've been using Money Control to analyze mutual funds for a very long period of time. I hope you found this video helpful and now you can look at mutual funds with a little bit more knowledge. Do you think we should start a series simplifying all of these concepts? Tell us in the comments below. Working on your personal finance is a continuous journey and each small step takes you closer to managing all of your finances. It's possible for everyone to get rich because it's not rocket science. It's a set of simple steps. It's a process. And in this video, we simplified some mutual fund terms for you so that you can make investments that ultimately make you rich. Thank you so much for watching this video and we'll see you next Friday with something new.